That's out behind the house. So that old ice storm didn't do near as much damage as I thought it would. This back deck, I hope this comes in good. As I mentioned before, took those blocks out and it looked worse. I got that daggum big old 16-pound hammer and busted up that concrete that was under it and built a form around it. It was at about 3 feet. And I might taper off that back where those tomatoes were, where I had the tomato plants to put all that stuff up. I might taper that down and use some of that dirt to finish filling in. Let me see if I can get a different angle. That'll be better. To fill that in, if I don't, I can get me 6-7 wheelbarrows full of dirt somewhere out the back and fill it in. And we'll fertilize it and it should make a beautiful flower garden. We've done a lot of work on this one right here. Put 4 azaleas in there. And planted some gladiolus a week or so ago. And I don't know whether they'll come up or not. If they do, they should look pretty nice. I'll probably take another shot of this from up on the 2nd floor out of the storage room up there in a few minutes. I want to give you an idea of what we were doing. Started a flower garden out behind the house on
25 years ago.
New generation of Americans.
May 15th. And happy birthday tomorrow. This time 25 years ago, Dad and I sure were anxiously awaiting your arrival. I thought I'd take a few shots. The yard looks so pretty this morning. Yesterday after we got home from New York. And his grass is really coming up nicely. The dogwood trees before we left, and hopefully they're going to come back out. 2 of them look like that they have some kind of blight on them. I'm not sure what it is. I know last year up at Sapphire a lot of the dogwood trees died. So Dad's fertilized these and waters them every night, hoping that they'll come back out. But this little cherry tree has grown. Wish we had a lot of them on the hill. They sure make pretty little trees and they're beautiful when they bloom in the spring. Get a shot of Dad's new grass right here that's coming in. He's so proud of this. This is where all that old moss was, and he took it all up and put about 7 wheelbarrows full of dirt in here to fill in that hole. And got it all planted in grass, and it's so pretty. Hopefully it'll come out on this camera. This won't come out as pretty as this field is this morning. Dad was out walking. He walks 40 every morning. And he came in and told me how pretty it looked. Bring the camera and give you 10 minutes of what it looked like up here on the hill, honey. Out of the horses in the pasture this morning. Don't do this nearly as well as your daddy, but he's smoking his cigar. This old hedgerow looks a little different than it did last year at this time. The dogwood tree that's got some dead leaves on it, and I don't know, hopefully it's going to be okay. The hedgerow up close, you can see how the grass is coming in and how it's going to soon look like just 1 yard down through here. If she ever remembered it being a yard, and she said no, when she was a child, that Mama had a garden down here. And I knew when I was a child that we had, Harry had a pasture down here and we had cows with an electric fence around it. Shot of Mother's yard here. Dad's reseeded it and it really is coming out pretty and green. Red maple in Mother's yard. We brought one from New York, from Ben's yard. By the time your little boys and little girls and Jason and Casey get grown, or maybe it'll be... This
is a little picture of the front yard of the house. Pull in on it. Big tree of Kent. I think the prettiest bush on the whole hill is rhododendron. at that. I fed it real good. Cleaned out some dead stuff on it. It's early spring. And it's starting to blossom out now. Looks like it's going to be beautiful. Here's Memaws Flower Garden. I don't guess you've seen those other films. This starting to look like a flower garden. Rhododendron there is beautiful. This is that new flower bed I built. At its end we planted wildflowers like that around the big tree in the back. I'll show you that in a few minutes. They're starting to come out. The problem is I don't know which one's wildflowers and which one's weeds. Just kind of give you a picture how I terraced it down. As you can see, I got steps going all the way down to the water spigot. Planted grass in there and it's coming up pretty good. Rhododendron, that turned out pretty. These are gonna live. The gladiolus are coming up, they should be beautiful. I think he's gonna live. Rhododendron, mountain laurel, sapphire. There's your new clothesline. It's put in there pretty good. I buried it in concrete. You can tight wire walk across those wires. Little flowers at the edge of the shop. Turn out, starting to grow. They have some pretty color to them. I've got some azaleas here. They're young, but it won't take a few years. They'll be pretty. Your grapevine, I just fertilized it again this morning, but it's growing good. Hopefully we'll have some grapes. Got a catalog from Memaws on roses, and I'm gonna put a climbing rose right in here. Put me a trellis or whatever you call it in here. Maybe just hang some screen wire like you've got here now. And I think it's gonna be yellow, and it'll be beautiful. And we got some nice little flower garden back here in the back now. This is on the right hand side going into the house. I hope you can get that. There's your walkway. Evidently you hadn't seen that other film, or you'd certainly said something about it. So maybe this will highlight it a little bit. That peonia down here on this other end, we had a nice rain last night and had to tie it up because the blossom held all the water, and it was laying on the ground when I got up this morning. The rose bush is pretty. And out toward the big tree. Isn't that beautiful? Trying to find that little flower garden moth set out. Sit right there and see if I can bring it in. What kind of flowers are those, Ruth? Iris. They're pretty. I don't think it's worth her getting her leg all bummed up, but still pretty. Yeah. See, it won't be another month or so when you come in the driveway. Hopefully you'll see wildflowers all up in here. And these will be some of them. Of course, these aren't wild. I got some Murgos in here, but I don't know if they'll ever come up or not. And this is back down there where all that garbage and trash and everything was. It's starting to come up. I hope. I've been putting off getting some tomato plants. I raised some plants this winter, and the only thing survived was 6 tomato plants. And when we went to up to Ohio to see the kids and to New York, came back and they was all dead. Let's see if I can find this tree right here. I don't know whether it'll live or not. That's one of those cherry trees or whatever those trees are that's going down at Memaws. I got another one on the left-hand side, the big tree. And around this stump, I got some wildflowers coming out there. That's going to be pretty in another month, maybe a month and a half. This around around that big tree. Remember what a mess this was. There are all kind of wildflowers in here. And see, from the entranceway coming in up the driveway, some of them grow as high as 4 feet, 6 inches to 4 feet, and it's going to really be pretty in here, I hope. Kind of give you an overall view of the lower 40 down through there. It's so beautiful this morning, I just couldn't believe it. Maybe draw in, see if I can get this thing to come in a little bit. Snowball trees are coming out just beautiful down on that old hedge road. I think you can see it from here. We're going to send this home with Lisa. You know, if you got 10 minutes, you can set aside to take a look at it. Look at it. If you don't, it's all right. Dogwood down in there. The entranceway is really starting to look nice. I've got some more places to see. We'll do it when we can. We love you and happy birthday. We sure do miss you. Hope to see you soon, bud.
The purpose of this tape was to tell you happy birthday, buddy, and I cut myself off when we reviewed the tape a minute ago. We love you. Many, many more happy birthdays. Well, Dad said I cut myself off telling you happy birthday again. This camera and me just don't get along very well, but anyway, we love you and we hope you have a wonderful birthday. Wish we could be with you, but the next expects things to talk to you, and we'll do that tomorrow night. Love you, bud.